Match of the day.
FA Cup so far this season, it's been upsets all the way. Hi, good evening. Would the underdogs run continue in the fifth round of the Cup today? Our main matches, the non-leaguers Kidderminster against West Ham, Wolves against Ipswich and Oldham against Barnsley. Alan and Trevor here as usual to enjoy the action with us. We start with Kidderminster, only the fifth non-league club to get as far as the fifth round, at home to West Ham. The Agborough Stadium was the setting today for Clive Tilsley.
Fantasy football becomes a reality thanks to the FA Cup. The Agborough Stadium in Kidderminster, the first non-league ground ever to stage a fifth round tie, and Kidderminster Harriers bidding to become the first non-league team ever to reach the sixth round. The story so far: a glorious goal from telephone salesman John Purdy knocked out Birmingham City in round 3. Another from damp course specialist Delwyn Humphreys accounted for Preston North End in round 4. I wonder if there's a part-time hero lying in wait for West Ham United in the Kidderminster team for round 5. It's no ordinary non-league team. They are the current conference leaders, and 7 of their number do have full-time league experience. Experience and sheer will to win will be key to West Ham's chances today. So Alvin Martin's return to the centre of their defence is a sizable bonus. They're without 3 other senior defenders through injury: Burrows, Gale and Webster. The Hammers' own recent cup experiences include a photo finish win over non-league Farnborough 2 years ago. Graham Pooley is the man in charge. FA Cup history isn't easily made. There's not much that hasn't happened in this competition over the last 124 years. But Kidderminster Harriers have a chance of breaking new ground this afternoon. A 6-to-1 chance of breaking new ground, according to the bookmakers. And talking of the ground, the pitch is in pretty good condition. Clive Allen for West Ham. Forsyth, forward by Weir, away by Alvin Martin, playing his first game for 3 months. They have taken a bit of a gamble on Alvin Martin today. He's only played 4 games in the last year because of Achilles problems. Allen to Chapman. One off the ball by the Kidderminster captain, Simeon Hodgson. This is Paul Davis. Mike Marsh. Ian Bishop. Tim Breaker steaming forward to his right. Forsyth couldn't get a foot on the ball. Breaker's done well. Marsh. He was actually the Liverpool substitute for the 1992 FA Cup final, Mike Marsh, although he didn't get on against Sunderland in that game. And he had an early opportunity here to ease any West Ham United apprehension, and there's bound to be some. Davis up in front of Martin, and here's Humphreys trying to fit himself. His life hasn't been quite the same since that 4th round winner against Preston. He is Kidderminster's leading scorer and the man most likely this afternoon. Martin Allen forced on to Lee Chapman. Mike Marsh towards Clive Allen, and still, and Kevin Rose had to make a save. Can't offer him 2 chances. He's lethal enough with 1. Hodgson. Headed by Potts. Rowland. Bishop. Looking more and more relaxed, West Ham. Holmes. Martin Allen. Run off it by Forsyth. Granger. Cartwright. Challenged though by Rowland. Bishop. Chapman. Marsh. Lovely pass. Breaker. 4 waiting inside the box. Marsh. Headed by Brindley. Martin Allen. Chapman just got a touch on. Clive Allen. Certainly West Ham United are looking the prime candidates for the first goal. That Chapman-Allen combination, which has been frustrated by injuries this season, starting to click. Posture forward towards Davis. And if it was a gamble on Alvin Martin, it's a gamble that's paying off for West Ham at the moment. He's been rock solid. Here's Chapman. Martin Allen. Mike Marsh. Tim Breaker motoring forward again. It's in towards Clive Allen, and it needed a brave header from Martin Weir. Keith Rowland across to take the corner. It's towards Martin! And that would really have made his day. He's never scored an FA Cup goal, strangely enough. He was within 6 inches of doing so there. It's been very reassuring to have him back at the heart of the West Ham defence today, and there's the extra bonus of what he can do in the other penalty area. Bishop. Rowland. Potts. Away by Brindley. On by Humphreys. It's Gordon for Davis. Humphreys down the middle now for Purdy. Is this the moment for John Purdy? Brought down by Alvin Martin. Free kick definitely. Caution definitely. I think Tim Breaker's presence will ensure that it's only a yellow card for Alvin Martin. The most promising moment yet for Kidderminster Harriers. John Purdy. All sorts of oohs and ahs, but Ludek McCloskey had it covered. Maybe a rangefinder though from Purdy. Something to talk about during the half-time interval, something to rally around. West Ham have had things pretty much their own way so far. They've had a pretty smooth passage through what could have been choppy waters. But just a little reminder for them there in the final minute. Alvin Martin, the closest to scoring so far, has done everything asked of him on his return to the side. But John Purdy, number 11, had a glimpse of the West Ham goal there for a moment. And although they've had more of the ball and more of the pressure, West Ham United have got only an equal share of the half-time scoreline. It's 0-0. Think of famous non-league cup triumphs, and you inevitably think of Hereford United's victory over Newcastle on Match of the Day back in 1972. And who were the spoil sports who put an end to that Hereford Cup run in the next round? Yes, West Ham United. Well, they needed a replay. Mike Marsh. Come for Keith Rowland. Clive Allen trying to set himself. Well, he's had 3 or 4 close scrapes now, Allen. That's just about the closest yet from him. Nervous sort of assignment for Billy Bonds and company this afternoon. Brought by Cartwright, and here goes Humphries. Can Kidderminster pick up where they left off at the end of the first half? Good play by Humphries and an awkward deflection of Potts. Good job for McCloskey, it didn't have any more pace on it. Marsh. Martin Allen galloping forward, forcing the clearance from Chris Brindley, and forcing the corner kick. Not short of targets. Keith Rowland trying to pick one out. It's Chapman. Clive Allen trying to make something of it. Headed by Brindley. Bishop. Rowland again. Clive Allen's in there. Off the line by Simeon Hodgson. Captain's clearance. Rowland again. Difficult start to the second half for Kidderminster. Granger's header important, and Brindley's. Breaker. Forsyth. Bancroft. Kidderminster throw. Just got a touch on there in front of where keeper was committed. Hodgson managed to smuggle it off the line. Hodgson getting forward. Well done by Purdy. Davis. Humphries. Hung up for Purdy, headed away by Marsh. Nice play by Bishop. Holmes. Bit of style about West Ham today. That's a lovely pass from Bishop. Rowland. Oh, and that important clearance. Both Chapman and Clive Allen were closing in. Sweeping counter-attack from West Ham United. Breaker. Challenge was by Granger. Crosses by Marsh. Chapman waiting. Saved by Rose. Chapman again. But neither he nor Holmes could quite smuggle the ball past Kevin Rose. It was meat and drink for Lee Chapman. Certainly the first attempt, if not the second, sitting on the floor, but Rose juggled a bit and held on. Nothing past him. Holmes. Tackled by Cartwright, on by Granger. Davis leading on a little bit. This is Humphries. Delwyn Humphries. Delwyn Humphries. We were getting ready for the celebratory somersaults. The man whose goal beat Preston North End in the last round. Delwyn Humphries. The best moment of the afternoon yet for Kidderminster. Forsyth with the corner. And that's just what you want from a goalkeeper at a moment like that. Holmes is down injured. Martin Allen going on. First touch for Trevor Morley. Keith Rowland. Goalkeeper's out and has lost it. Chapman! It has been coming. And Lee Chapman, who won the day against Notts County in the last round for West Ham, has scored a vital goal here to maybe end the Kidderminster dream in round 5. Kevin Rose, the goalkeeper, who's been such a factor in Kidderminster's successes, will not particularly want to see that again. Chapman's looping header just falls into an unguarded goal. Rose came and didn't get there, and Lee Chapman's 10th goal for West Ham United gives them the lead. Challenged by Potts, but on goes Purdy, obstructed, and Potts is in trouble. Rangers free kick in towards Brindley, and Klosko a little bit more positive than his opposite number was. Hodgson flags down, this is Purdy! Struck it pretty sweetly, but it was always rising. Forsyth. Bancroft. Sharp challenge by Potts, got the ball. Bancroft. Humphries. Purdy. Great chance for Deakin. Oh, blocked by Breaker. He's only been on the field a couple of minutes. He was maybe still a little cold. A chance nicely etched out for him, but Tim Breaker did well to get in a challenge. But the Kidderminster Cup adventure is over. Sanity returns to the FA Cup in round 5. West Ham United are through to the draw for round 6. Great credit to Billy Bond's side. Lee Chapman's 21st FA Cup goal was all that separated the Premiership from the Conference in the end. They're gone but not forgotten in round 5 of the FA Cup. It's a measure of how far you've come that you are all genuinely disappointed tonight.
Yes, I mean, if we'd have lost, if we'd have gone out 4 or 5-0, then, it wouldn't have been too bad. But to go out 1-0 to, I'd say, not a very good goal. I mean, we're going to go and enjoy ourselves now because we've done very well to get this far.
If you'd lost, God forbid, or even drawn today, you'd have never heard the end of it, would you?
Well, I think that's what scares a professional more than anything else. It's the humiliation of being beaten by a non-league team. You'd never live it down. It'd be with you for the rest of your career. And the longer the game went on today, I just thought, are we going to see one of these 30-yard specials that these non-league teams produce now and again? And I just thought, as long as it was 0-0, obviously they had a chance of pulling one out of the bag. And when we got that goal, it took a lot of the pressure off us.
Your old team would be happy to get through that at the first time of asking, Trevor. It was close, really.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was quite relieved to be sitting here this evening, not having to explain what went wrong. I mean, first half West Ham I thought dominated. Second half Kidderminster came back. But I think in the end, possibly the little bit of experience West Ham had at both ends made the difference.
Well, Chapman continues to get those important goals, although that was a pretty easy one for him.
Well, yes, I mean, but, he got one against Notts County. Again, he held up play once or twice very well, but I thought at the other end, Alvin Martin was outstanding. I mean, it was a bit of a gamble by Billy Bonds to bring him back to today, been out for 3 months. There he is, back in 1980, collecting his cup final.
You going to pop up here in a minute,
Chapman? No, fortunately not. Wish I looked as young as that. That's Alvin today. A little bit thinner on top, as you can see, but still as competitive. This was in the first half, and an attacking header, and well, he couldn't have got much closer there. But he had been out for 3 months, so it was a gamble, and it showed a bit here.
We thought he might have got sent off for a moment this afternoon.
I think he was going for the ball. He was a little bit late, but Tim Breaker there running alongside John Purdy was the key man, because I think he could have got a tackle in anyway. But I think in the whole afternoon, this was the one incident which turned the match. It was 0-0, 15 minutes into the second half. There's Alvin Martin picking himself up. He sensed danger then. He doesn't just sit on the floor and watch what's happened. Humphries turns inside, and that's a great tackle with his left foot. He made up a lot of ground. As I say, 0-0 at that stage. And then they're 1-0 up now, 15 minutes to go. He shows his experience. This is why Billy Bonds did bring him into the team. You know, on these situations, you don't want to concede possession. Here he's on his own touchline and then just gently knocks it back to his goalkeeper, and it eats up a bit of time. And one of the great things I used to find when I used to play with him as a midfield player is his use of the ball from the back. And here, late on in the game, rather than just head it forward aimlessly, he knocks it down, a beautiful cushion header back to Keith Rowland, and again West Ham retained possession. And I'm not surprised. I mean, Billy Bonds played alongside him in that 1980 final, and a good pat on the back for Alvin and also for Bill for picking him. I think it's a bit of a gamble, as I say, but he did extremely well.
He's had a good career.